Oh my gosh, that was a lot of flying bread and eggs. But at least the food has been distributed to our villagers here in the village of Are We There You, where we have just built our first piers. Yes! I have no idea what we can do on the piers, but I'm hoping that just perhaps I will be able to expand some of the many new buildings and houses and warehouses, and now apparently we even want to bathe in public baths of all things that our piplings have been requesting. Piers. We found that wood could float on water, and we quickly realized that real estate would come in handy. Indeed, it is walkable and it serves as a base, so I guess it makes sense that I could build some things on this now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't think you could build things that would require like having, say, cobblestone. I don't think that might be added to our collection of things here, nor do I think we might be able to go ahead and actually have like the farms planted on the pier. That makes a lot of sense to me, which is a bit of a pity because truly floating farms sounds absolutely amazing. But all right, so where were we? Ah, yes, trying not to burn to death and actually just uncomfortably only a little bit ahead on the heat threat there. You want to have at least a double of whatever doom and gloom is lording over our heads. And we are indeed keeping ahead on the health issue, which is excellent to see. And we even have plenty of hope for all of these events coming up, which means that instead of having to go ahead and double, triple check our safety against the more dubious elements of the world, I can go ahead and get my pips to work. Like to work, all of you, except for the two new piplings who do need names. Now, where did they go? Here's one of them, and this little one is actually going to be known as Gaming Butternut. And Gaming Butter, the Gaming Butternut, all I can fit is Gaming Butter, which I think is actually a hilarious and amazing addition for a name. And then I could have sworn that just a moment ago we welcomed in another newbie. Little itty bitty new pipling. Aha, I found you! And this one is going to be Tessa Does. Tessa does things. Tessa does. Tessa does thee. That actually sounds like some sort of like fancy smanchy acting name. So Tessa, who knows? Perhaps when you grow up, you shall become one of the fancy smanchy actors that we might actually end up having soon. What are we researching? Books. See? We need books in order to go ahead and learn how to perform who knows what's. Also, maybe we should research festivals and things like that too. But for now, we now are able to go ahead and have 210 things in our village at once of each resource, which means that I want our piplings to like really get a move on. If that's the case, where's my farmer? We need the eggs like harvested again. And speaking of eggs, I definitely want to go ahead and add in another one of the chicken coops then. Oh gosh, but these chickens are in the way. So... and I haven't claimed this area? Oh my gosh. All right. We've got a little bit of finagling to do for my big old chicken farm over there. I think I can fit another chicken farm over where little Gaming Butternut happens to be playing. I'm sure that they would find that to be quite acceptable. Perhaps they'd even like to play with said chickens. All right, so we'll plop them down over here. Ah, I did that just having remembered. More chickens means more seeds. Maybe we won't do that, actually. Because as much as as anyone happens to love these adorable little chimkins, oddly enough, we haven't figured out how to actually find rabbits just yet, alas. I don't think we should actually go ahead and be spending our seeds on that when we are still in seeds that happen to be ripe and ready for us to be able to go ahead and have plenty of food planted. Speaking of which, I should probably have some things planted over here, but how close are we getting on the seeds? Okay, we actually have a decent amount of seeds for planting things at least. So should I add more tomatoes over here? 1.5, 3 tomatoes. Ah, because that actually still counts as being close to the water thing. Heck yeah. Then never mind on planting the barley there. We're going to go ahead and clear that so that we can plant tomatoes there, and I'll plant barley here. Also, did we already research those public baths? I don't think we did. I think that, yep, that, oh my gosh, 150. Right. So, scriptorium. Yes. We want paper maker and we want knowledge within one, and we want it to be kind of near a clearing. Boy, perhaps our piplings are getting just a little fussy, if you ask me. All of the specificities, there we go, of what they want is kind of starting to feel like it's getting a little out of, at least my ability to remember it. All right, so let's see. Planting some fields. I might as well just put down like cobblestone or clearing on these spots because we're not going to be putting fields down. Let's see, anything that I might want to put over there right now? Paper maker wants wood and clearing. I think we're putting the paper maker right here. And then, oh, I was gonna actually get rid of these pools and we're going to put in another one of, where the heck did they go? Okay, hang on. Another one of the carpenters, so that they happen to be near what we will call the Great Woods, which are south of the Lake of Many Names. The deep irony being, we named it the Lake of Many Names because I doubted my ability to remember the names of the lake. But I named it the Lake of Many Names, and here we are actually remembering the names of the lake. Ah well. All right, well, you know what? Let's see, what else could I put over here? I'm thinking we might put another thinking tree over here. You'd have to train a thinker to be on it, but having a boost to our knowledge would probably be a good thing now that we are starting to spread out a bit as a society. We have also trained a paper maker, which is quite exciting. Or not paper, pardon me, a cloth maker. So we do have a cloth maker trained, but we don't really need the cloth that they were going to be making just yet. Instead, I do think we could use with more of the village's sacred fruit, the tama-ato. I would say tomatillo, but that's an entirely different fruit. And we could use more thinking, but I think those are my only, yeah, those are my only berry bushes left. Well, I mean, and we need berries to be able to go ahead and welcome in new pipling babies. But you can always collect berries from, you know, the foraging spots. So maybe we'll get more seeds. There you go, Lauren. All right, carrying on. Perhaps I shall be patient and wait until we build the scriptorium and then think about how we might work on, well, we need paper at the scriptorium in order to get thinking. Oh, ah! Okay. Thankfully, we were more ahead of the heat issue than I thought we would be. But what does, oh geez, why is everything shaking? The heat threat has been lowered. Whoa, the elder has a vision of heat. Ooh, so did we lower the threat? Now that, yay! Fresh breeze! The temperature threat temporarily has decreased by 1 thanks to a wind trait. When the wind blows, pips hold on to their hats and hope they don't get blown away. But sometimes it's fun to pretend they're flying. I would like to note that there are many events related to that. And actually, I would like to note that there are many events related to accidents as well. Huh. We're doing good so far. But as the domains and the gods of the domains, I might as well say, because it makes it a little more interesting. And I don't know, is that anthropomorphizing like the gods? Okay, that made my head hurt thinking about it too deeply. Oh, look at the fresh breeze. That's so cool. It actually has like petals and things dancing in the wind. Wow. Did that make, oh, I think that put the cataclysm of, oh, I see, look. So fear is actually sleeping right now, so its eye is closed. And the cataclysm domain is actually sleeping now, so its eye is closed. And now, oh, we might really want to actually have some protection from, okay, actually that cold protection is suddenly a lot more relevant and suddenly a lot more important than I thought it would be. So as much fun as it would be to finish the bookmaker, I think we need to pivot because I forgot that all of the wonderful essence of cold that we had piled up is going to disappear. So we're working on building a pool. I don't think we're gonna have the public baths researched in time, especially not moving at the pace that we are. Oh boy. Oh man. Let's work on the scriptorium. It feels like we're clutching at straws that are like 4 or 5 steps away from survival. But in a convoluted way, building a pier that may or may not go on to the Lake of Many Names, that may or may not get close enough to match you, to not freak him out, but also allow us to go ahead and like, you know, put a scriptorium down. Oh man, this is gonna get kind of convoluted, but I am hopeful. And actually, now that we are beginning to use up so much, oh, the knife makers! Amy, you can stop juggling knives for our hopeful entertainment, which, I don't know, I guess maybe you would feel hopeful if somebody who is very skilled at juggling knives lived in your village, because maybe that means you'll stay safer. You can go ahead and make paper, but I am noting that we're kind of really pushing with the wood gatherers right now. So I wonder if we could actually like put another wood gatherer right in here. Can I terraform in that spot? Just get him deep in the woods? No. Okay, so this is outside of my domain. Oh, I see. So the only places where we can terraform have like this coloring under it. Oh, very, very useful to know. Also, makes me realize that that's a little bit more limited than one would hope. But maybe we shall cut the forest here, as sad as that sounds, and then push our way further in there. Or maybe I should try it like over here if I get this like bush out of the way. That might be the answer, because then we could have a... but man, I was making that area pretty with like pools and flowers. Maybe like down here? I don't want to go near the altar. Huh. But we're gonna need more wood, and we're gonna need like more lumber, and we're gonna need paper and everything else. And we need to be kind of close to a thinking spot for the scriptorium, if I remember correctly, because it needs a paper maker within 1, or it could use a boost with a paper maker within 1, and it gets a double boost if there's a knowledge maker within 2, and if there's a clear path to a dwelling. So actually, this does indeed seem like a good spot, because then 1, 2, and then we would have, let's see, paper maker. See? It seems convoluted, but somehow that suits me. And the paper maker gets +1 if a wood maker is within 1. And so actually, I don't need the carpenter there. So then it would be scriptorium, paper maker, and wood maker, I think, like here or here. And so we'll try putting the wood maker in this part of the woods then. All right, convoluted chaos it is. Let us go ahead and allow, you know, this spot to be taken care of. And then let's also remove this forging zone because we're not going to need it anymore. But we can go ahead and get somebody forging for seeds up here. Who's doing it? There you go, Paint Seagull. Wait a second, aren't you supposed to be like working on like baking us some fresh bread? Because, you know, that's delicious. All right, tomatoes are being harvested. We need to go ahead and plant more of the barley down here. Let's see. And I guess, yeah, we're removing this field because we're not going to be using it. Oh, everyone's busy? We do not need to be picking those flowers. I mean, look, Art Cryptid, I understand that sounds really fun, but like, we don't need to be picking flowers right now. A, because I like the flowers and I don't want them to go away. And B, because we have a lot of other things we should be doing. All right, I think we're okay, except I really need to start getting more cold domain. And somehow getting the scriptorium is related to that because it's going to let us have more knowledge next to a forest where we have people like gaining knowledge next to trees that have owls in them. I'm beginning to understand how the villagers' eyes would start crossing and they just let the elder do all of this managing and then mostly blame him when things go wrong. But watch as things go very, very right here. Ooh, and they're actually going right enough that we've joggled my brain bean for new memories again. Oh, hey, it's that copper mine one again. Please don't destroy, okay, whew. All right, so we have the copper ore veins now. That would technically be a good thing, but that does tend to make the earth gods mad and bring cataclysms upon our head. So use with caution, I guess. Yay! That is interesting though, because like I think that's like a low level sort of risk. So it's interesting that we got that twice when there's so many that could go ahead and occur to us. I can feel it in my bones. The next season is coming upon us. Get ready for it. Oh dear, like that's actually for real summer. And if we're struggling so much with the heat domain right now, I am a little concerned about the near future, not going to lie. Also, we have now built one of the piers over here. Sweet. Okay, how many, like, oh my gosh, look how many eggs we have. Julia, Nether Hearts, you two are exceptional. Yeah, I had to go there. You are absolutely exceptional, and that means that we shall go ahead and, oh wait, here, is this the moment I get to be sad? Is this the moment I get to be sad? Because actually the house needs to be built on, or like the clear, can I build a clearing there? Oh my good word, can I build stone paving on this? Yes! Never mind! The piers are amazing! Oh, victory! Ultimate victory! Oh my gosh, I'm well pleased about this state of affairs right now because this is gonna really turn out well for us. No one's gonna hold me back now. If I can put cobblestone down on top of piers over the water, the world and all of those shiny, shiny copper rocks will be ours. Because building, you know, a smeltery on top of a pier made out of wood planks is absolutely not going to literally blow up in our face. Well, we still have a couple days before these pools are done, so oh, gotta keep our pips busy somehow. All right. And speaking of keeping our pips busy, we actually have a like gadzooks amount of food, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think I was gonna consider putting a warehouse over here. Oh, I could be building things over here to prep for the scriptorium. So it'll be coming along pretty soon. Or I could, except, see, if the scriptorium wants the paper maker nearby, and the paper maker wants the wood maker nearby, I think I can put it +1 if clearing path to dwelling. Haha, okay, so we can go ahead and do this. So here's my master plan. What if we go ahead and what if we put the, where's my paper maker again? There's so many things that my pips can make now. It makes my head spin a little bit. But we put the paper maker here, you see. And then they want a clearing path to a dwelling, do they? Well, since the clearing also removes the fertile land permanently, why don't we just go ahead and like put a little hut down over here, just a teensy one. Doesn't need to be anything completely fancy, and it can go ahead and house a pip or two who can collect all of our tomatillos over here. Also, speaking of the tomatillos, we need these fields replanted. What do you think those seeds are for, you silly pips? And then I wonder, I guess we'll have to wait to put a clearing under it until after that little house is built. See? Convoluted. Yes. Effective? Enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. And actually, Crystal, if you don't mind working on getting some of that protective health domain tucked aside, then I dare say that we are ready. Ready for more chaos. But I suppose we will have to wait next time to find out what our pips fear, and also if we're going to be able to yeet our pips into the pool soon enough to be able to escape the approaching, like, melting heat that is coming upon us. Oh, that's way too on the nose, even though it's winter. At least where I am right now. But all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this refreshing experience. And I cannot wait to share more adventures. And Are We There You next time. Bye-bye.